to write subroutines, menu routines. Okay. Then comes the LIMS admin part, which is, so this is for everyone. Then comes the functional area. Okay. So my colleague, he will be taking up the functional part. Here we will see, and we will start with, I think my colleague can explain this better. Yeah, would you like to take it over?
Okay.
Yeah.
So good evening, everyone. So in these sessions, so I'm going to take you through the static data and overview of sample management, lot management. So in the lot management, we are going to see how we are going to define the flow. Now we are going to create the analysis, how we are going to link it to product. So and next sample plan to item code. So we are going to see overall the static data. So how we are going to configure the static data. Now we are going to link it. So in lot management, we will see that, and then we'll see how to log a lot, and samples will generate as per the sample plan. So from there, the sample flow will be same for all the modules. So I will be taking you through the stability module. So from start to end, how to start the study and till the review of the sample. So the sample laboratory flow of the sample will be covered in the stability module. So as well as I'll explain about how to create what is the master data flow of stability. So there will be slight difference between lot and stability. So I'll explain that one. So one more thing is we'll see about calibration management also. So how to calibrate the instrument, how to create how to register instrument in the LIMS, and how to calibrate it, how to do the performance checks like PM and calibration, and how we can generate the reports. So these three will be covered. So if we have time, we are going to cover the EM module also, the microbiology module, environmental monitoring. So that also I will explain you. So coming to this administrative part, you are going to see the static data of lot and other modules. Calibration module, EM module, flow of stability, calibration, how to log a sample for calibration, and how to make the instrument in use after calibration. And mm, these things I'm going to explain you in the session, in the coming sessions. Hello.
Hello. Yeah, we are online. We are
Ah,
listening to you. Yes.
Yeah.
uh, that's all I'm
Yes,
going
sir.
to take you through. Through the admin part related
Perfect.
to this master data and flow of all the modules. So you will get an overview of all the modules, stability, lot, microbiology modules, and instrument and the calibration. So how the system, how we are going to define these static data part in the LIMS, and how the flows will be of these modules.
So just to add, it is not only the presentation that we are going to show, we will show you the actual system. Okay. How things are, how the master data is configured, how master data for sample management, master data for calibration, master data for stability, how it is configured. So we will see, you will all be able to see all this in actual system. That is one part. We will install the application one by one. So all the prerequisites, only thing is prerequisites will be ready when we start the installation. So this is about the technical part. So when I say prerequisite, it means the database connectivity is ready, uh, .NET environment is ready, server is ready. Okay, so basic installation of LabWare LIMS, how it is configured, installed and configured, that we will be able to see in this installation and configuration part. Then user management, we will see how the users are created, what all mandatory fields are required, when you want to add a new user, okay, how to add group, how to assign roles and privileges. Okay, we will also see something about the business rules and events, because without business rules there is no point in managing the application. So application is completely governed by the business rules and events. So we will show you how the business rules are configured for user management, and some about the lot management. In subroutines, we will see how the calculations, analysis related calculations are done. So when it comes to static data, so static data covers many calculations in analysis. Okay, so that we will see in this subroutine also, how to write simple calculations, and then slowly we will take some examples, and we'll try to cover as much as possible. So there will be simple calculations, and then there will be also some complex calculations. So in the end, you will be able to understand how calculations are handled in LIMS. Okay. Then we have schedulers in LIMS. So we will show you which are the different types of schedulers and how to configure a scheduler in LIMS. Okay. Then comes the debugger window. So now, as an IT, as a technical expert, you should be able to debug whatever issue a particular user is facing. So we will show you which are the different options available to debug the user issues, where you are supposed to, which area, which server you need to connect and check if the user is complaining any issue. And if you want to execute or debug step by step, then how to execute this. We will see this in the debugger and query window option. We'll also see how to write simple SQL queries, which are the important tables which you need to check if you want to resolve issue, or if you want to debug issue whichever user is facing. Okay, so we'll see this in query window also. Then finally comes the instrument integration area, where we will first understand how to write parsing script. So this parsing script is nothing but it is a utility. It is a tool which is provided by Labware, and this is a very simple tool. How they have configured, how they have designed this utility for us, so that we can easily write script. We can easily write a script to integrate any instrument, whether that is a pod based, when I say pod based or serial based, these are the instruments which is not controlled by any PC or computer, like a simple balance. So a balance, whichever is used in laboratories, they don't have any PC attached. Nowadays, yes, they are also attached, but consider a situation where instrument is not controlled or not connected with any PC. So these are the pod-based instruments. So we will be connecting, we will see how the pod-based instruments are connected with Labware LIMS. And then comes the file-based instruments. So if you want to integrate a file-based instrument like a KF, like Chromeleon, a lab solution instrument, so the reports which are generated from these applications, they may be transferred to Labware LIMS in various forms. It can be PDF, it can be text, it can be CSV. So LIMS can read this using the parsing script. We can read the data which is coming from instrument. Either it can be transferred directly via network over the LAN, or it can be read via in the form of a file. So we will see this. This will be covered in your instrument integration part. So here 11 modules will be covered. Each module may take 1 day or 2 days. Our sessions will be conducted only on Saturdays and Sundays, 8 p.m. to 10 p.m. evening. We may extend if the topic require some extra time. Okay, so it can go maximum to 10:30 or 11, but not beyond that. And our sessions will take 1.5 months, maximum 2 months. In the end, there will be some additional sessions for mock interview, the interview questions which we faced. We will be sharing those interview questions with you. What reply or what answers are expected by the interviewer. We will explain that to you. I hope these modules are clear to you. Anybody has any more doubt or any more requirement, you can come up.
Yep.
Yes.
I'm Shankar here. Hello.
Yeah, Shankar.
Yeah, I have one doubt. For example, if in the configuration, installation and configuration is related to the server or what kind of PC installation, how you are going to explain. And then the second question is, in the LIMS configuration flow, if I have any doubts, the configuration changes or, for example, the sample flow or management changes will be explained or will be detailed in this training session, or whatever the configuration available in your module, that will be explained.
Yeah, so your doubt is perfect. Yes, we will show you how the application is installed on a system, on a PC or a laptop, but which is exactly same as what is done on the server.
Okay.
So when I explain the prerequisites, I will explain which are the servers required.
Okay.
And which setup needs to be configured on which server. There are some setup which need to be configured on the application server. There are setup which need to be configured, which need to be installed on the web server. Database will be always installed on the DB server. Okay, how if the scheduler server is different, what kind of setup is required on the scheduler server? Okay. So whether I install on my PC or whether you install on the server, steps are going to be the same.
Steps are going to be the same, and you will explain the server requirements, specific requirements of that particular server. Okay, thank you.
We call it as prerequisites.
Okay, yes.
Servers, what configuration and softwares are required on the servers. We will clarify that, and then we will start the installation.
Okay.
Yes, Prashant.
Yeah, my question is about the data sheets, analysis data sheets, how that will be configured with the product level in labware.
Yes, so that will be covered in master data. Yes, sir. Would you like to take up?
Yes. After creating the master data, so once you log a sample, then if you want to generate a COA, any particular report, if you want, in case of reports, you need to configure crystal reports. So in case of COA, you can generate through after completion of your the sample.
No, my specific question is related to the analysis data of that product. They analyze on the instrument or any chemical analysis, and then they will record into the data sheet. So how that will be handled into the LIMS? So if I'm going with the paper list for LIMS.
Yes, we can generate that one through sample report. So whatever you're doing analysis, so it will come through a sample. So everything will be coming onto the sample summary report.
So we will cover that in overview of lot management, right?
Yes.
No, sorry for the intervention. Hope Mr. Prashant is asking for the RDS management. That is nothing but are related or equivalent to ELN, electronic laboratory notebook. Am I right, Mr. Prashant?
Yeah, but with respect to the quality control, means ELN mostly in R&D they are using, but in with respect to the quality control, how the process, that product analysis, what they're recording it. So how that one will be in LIMS.
Okay, so Prashant, let me explain how the overview of lot management we are going to explain. So, uh, in a normal pharma industry, how the sample or the inspection lot from warehouse, that information via SAP will flow to our LIMS application. Okay. Then once the information inspection lot details, it reaches the system, then how it is managed, how the workflow will proceed, how the supervisor will allocate the task to analyst, how the analyst will enter records, will attach all the raw data. We will explain that. And then finally, when all the records, all the analysis are completed, all the results are entered, and then finally it is submitted for approval to supervisor, and then from supervisor to quality assurance. We will explain this complete workflow. Hope this answers
Okay.
your
Yeah.
yeah. So same process we will explain about other two modules also, like calibration and the stability. And not just the workflow, but we will also show you how the first the master data is configured. And once the master data is ready, then only your workflow will start.
Sir, may I know your good name, sir? Lim,
As of
Lim.
now, we are not allowed to share our names once you
Okay,
join. But I
okay,
think
okay.
most of us have joined, so let us continue with our introduction. Yes, Naresh, Bharat, Virendra, anybody can unmute and introduce yourself. You can tell us which industry you are working, whether it is pharma, whether it is IT, whether you are working as a consultant, and what is your interest in learning, joining this session.
Yeah.
Yes, Naresh.
Hi, my name is Naresh.
Oh, Naresh. Yes.
I'm in pharmaceutical industry. I have 6+ years experience. So presently, I am dealing with another caliber limbs.
Okay.
Uh,
So
I
all these years complete, you have worked only in caliber limbs or any other product?
no present I am doing only caliber limbs only.
Okay. Great. So your role is with master data creation, or you are using as a user?
As a master data creation,
Okay,
and as
great.
well as I involve all the implementation activities.
Wonderful. Great.
So may I know the process of the installation of the labware limbs, how it is going? Means it is going to be installed application when training will start, or just a screenshot of the procedure?
Okay, so LIMS is already installed on my on my system,
Okay.
but I will uninstall some of the prerequisites, some of the setup which is installed. I will uninstall those. Some prerequisite I cannot uninstall, like the database I cannot remove, plus the Windows.NET that I cannot remove. So these are the basic prerequisites, like Windows 2012 or 2016 operating system is required. .NET is required. Okay, Crystal Report component is required. So database SQL or Oracle database is required. So those basics prerequisite we will maintain, and remaining the setup which is provided by labware, that we will remove, and then we will install one by one, and then we will show you how the installation is done. So that and yes, we will install completely online, live, and not just see the presentation.
So it covers all the things what you need to installation.
Yes. So installation module will start with first what is the prerequisite. So prerequisite will cover all, which all servers are required, what is the basic configuration on these servers, which are the basic softwares which should be first available. So first that clarity will be provided, and then we will start with the installation steps.
So on this process, we are also going to initiate that DBs database. What?
I will show you the database, but I cannot uninstall because installation and uninstallation will take me one whole day. The data is in GBs in my system. So, and I'm really don't like to remove the database because it is very critical. I'm sorry for that.
Another question is,
Yeah.
I know that what is the subroutine routine meaning in LabWare LIMS? I don't know actual meaning it is.
Okay. Okay. So this subroutine is the area or the module in LabWare LIMS which covers all the calculations and the coding area. So all the coding part is handled in subroutines.
In master data creation, right?
Any place. If you want to execute some action, if you want to execute a report, if you want to send an email, okay, so any activity you can execute with the help of subroutine. You create one subroutine, give it a name, and then to execute that action, simply call that subroutine. So for example, so you are from quality background, right?
Yes, yes.
Okay, so when you are creating master data, you need to write some calculations.
Yes, definitely.
Yeah, so this calculation can be written in the subroutine, and then when user is entering data, the calculated field, in the calculated field, you can simply call that subroutine. And that subroutine will do the calculation and it will return you the result.
So another one, what is the crystal report?
Sorry, this question is from Naresh or
Yes,
Virendra
yes.
is also. Yeah, so regarding crystal report, currently it is not covered, but yes, I did get a query regarding crystal report. So crystal report is a third-party application. Currently, I don't have in my system, but I can arrange that. But I can only show you the basics of how to create report. But crystal report is a vast topic. It's a very big application, and it requires 2 to 3 sessions just to understand or thoroughly understand how to design crystal reports. But yes, we are under discussion. If you want to add a new module for crystal report, we are thinking on it. We are discussing on it. Okay.
Let me know the examples. What is the crystal report?
Sorry.
Can I know the example of crystal reports? So how it
When
would be?
I'm not sure about this question. So crystal report, I don't think you need to worry about whether we will be able to explain to you or not. Why? Because okay, so this is the right time for me to introduce myself. So I have more than 22 years of experience in pharma and agrochemical industry, and I started as a software developer for an R&D unit, and then after 10 years in R&D, I joined pharma and entered into the LIMS domain. So initially I joined as a LIMS developer, and then finally since last 4 years, I have been into LabWare LIMS implementation and configuration. Okay, so I have implemented in one pharma industry, and 7 of the locations we implemented. I was the in charge of all the technicals. And then in my second organization, uh, we started for the implementation, but in between, I got an offer from IT industry. So currently, I'm working for an IT industry and supporting the LabWare LIMS application for multiple pharma clients. Okay. And regarding crystal reports, so initial days when I started as a software developer, I used to design crystal reports and along with that use database as SQL, Access, Oracle. So that was my experience as a Visual Basic developer. And based on my experience in VB, my experience in Visual Basic, that is VB and Crystal Report, I find it very easy to understand the subroutine area of labware limbs. So in case of labware limbs, all the calculations is done in a language which is called as LIMS basic. This language has been designed by labware themselves, and it is almost similar to Visual Basic, Microsoft Visual Basic. And the reports, all the reports in labware limbs, they are designed in Crystal Report. Okay, just a second, guys. Yeah, sorry for that. So we will show you how a basic report is designed in Crystal Report. And then as of now, we are already we're going to show how once the report is designed, how the report is configured in labware limbs. So we use only two modules or two tables to connect a already designed Crystal report with labware limbs. How you can preview the report in limbs, how you can print the report in limbs. Okay.
So
I would like to
in an
add something
instrument,
on this.
Yes, sir. Please continue.
Naresh,
yeah, yeah.
after completion of each module, so suppose if you take example of stability, so after completion of stability module, so we have some PDF documents of crystal reports, how they are designed. So that reports we are going to show you and what fields we have fetched as per our organization requirement. So you can see how a crystal reports look like for a stability module, for EM module. So based on that, your organization requirement, I mean, you people can design.
So
So
it
it's
is
not a
fully
fixed one.
customizable.
Uh,
It is fully customizable, configurable, I think.
yes. So as per your requirements, you need to design the report, because I will have some requirements, you people will have some requirements, some other organization will have some other requirements. As per their organization requirements, they will design the crystal reports.
So
What data
Crystal
they want to
report.
show.
Yeah, sorry to interrupt. Yeah, so
Mhm.
Crystal report, Naresh, it's like you will start from a blank page, blank Word document, and then you can add tables, you can add the records from all the labware limbs database tables. It can be a result table, it can be the analysis master, the user master. It's a combination. Using the combination of all these tables, you will be able to design a very useful and meaningful reports in Crystal reports.
Another question is, in an instrument interface, we are going to deal with the photo base and file base as well as CDS. These three are covering,
Which one is the third one you are saying?
like chromatograph, HPLC, GC, those instruments.
CDS. Okay, okay.
Empower.
We are not going to cover the CDS part, but no, we are not going to cover the CDS part. Only file based, because in my current organization also they are generating report in the form of PDF, and then this PDF itself is transferred to labware limbs. So there is no direct integration with any CDS system.
Yeah, there is no direct. Another LIMS also have that.
Yeah, I think yeah, this is my fourth product which I have worked, and in all the cases we are facing this challenge to integrate with the CDS system. Whether it is Chromeleon, whether it is Empower, challenge is the same. Yeah, I think
Here I have
Mahendra, yeah, Shankar,
no with
sorry.
respect to this CDS management. How do you share your experience? Is that the interface is very difficult, or we are not trying to that particular interface because converting into the PDF report and passing into the LIMS is very easy?
Yeah,
Yes.
I think that is your second answer is the correct answer. See,
Okay.
ultimately, whatever approach is easier for the analyst who is
Yes.
working on the system.
Yes.
So
Because we
analyst has to
understood.
get As of date, he is comfortable with the CDS system, which he is already working on, which he has spent years to understand and get expertise in that. And now, if we want to change that system, modify that system, then it is very difficult to get acceptance from them. So what is the best way we can get them to transfer the results automatically into LabWare LIMS is just generate the report in PDF form and place it on this folder. That is only additional work accepted, which we found that analysts are accepted and users are accepting. Besides this, if you want to modify anything, if you want to user to first enter all the details in LIMS and then transfer this into your CDS system, there, I don't know. I never got any acceptance from any of the users.
Yeah, based on your experience, is there any tools involved for that particular interface or connectivity, or as we have discussed, the LAN-based connectivities are also there, integrating serial port-based instruments as well as the file-based instruments.
Okay, Sankara, first of all, CDS integration is not going to cover in our modules.
No, I'm not. I'm just asking your experience. Your experience, I'm asking. That's all.
Okay, okay. Initial days when I was working for the one of the pharma organization, they were using Empower, and Empower had a SDK, which is called as the software development kit. So this is a utility, additional utility, which was procured by the pharma organization. And using this utility, you can extract whatever information you want. Maybe not whatever, but as much as required information that you need. Using this tool, we were able to integrate with the Waters Empower system. But when it comes to Chromeleon, there is no utility available. But LabWare, they are still in beta phase. They are designing a system wherein they will be able to integrate with Chromeleon system directly. So they have procured a license from Thermo Fisher, and they are designing a utility. They are designing a completely new lab station utility where you will be able to interact with Chromeleon system directly from LabWare LIMS. But it is still in beta phase. It is still in testing phase. They have not yet been able to complete this.
Yeah.
Okay.
If you allow me, I would like to share my experience. Previously, I worked in one Apotex company. There, we usually connect with Empower through LIMS ID and test ID. The LIMS ID and test ID will be converted into Excel sheet format. That Excel sheet, from the Excel sheet, we will copy and paste the LIMS ID, test ID to the Empower table. Then further, once again, after completion of run, through PDF, it will be passed to the LIMS. In the later stage, we have developed a stage, or we have developed a program that directly LIMS to Empower parsing the LIMS ID test ID without converting into the Excel sheet format. So the connectivity between LIMS to Empower was successful. Then
that
the later stage
connectivity requires SDK. Empower SDK.
Empower? What do you mean that Empower?
SDK, software development kit. Let me just.
Okay. Software development kit. Thank you.
So the Empower, they don't allow to integrate directly.
Okay.
They if you want to integrate directly, you need to buy this license, Empower SDK.
Okay. And my first question, initially I asked two questions. The second question was not answered. I was asking about the configuration of your particular model, and if there is any changes required in the configuration, sample management, lot management. Will you explain that configuration changes flow also, or how do you explain that?
No. So yes, no and yes. So we will show you only how the masters are configured. But
Okay.
if you have an existing workflow already configured and you want to modify that workflow, then no, we are not going to show. I mean, we have not covered that part. Okay. But we will show you the workflow which is best as per my experience, which has been recommended by Labware also. And I hope if many of you have already worked in Labware LIMS, then you will be able to relate to that. So that is also same in case of instrument integration. So if you want to integrate any instrument, there are n number of ways to integrate. But the what we are going to cover in the topic is the best method, most convenient and tested method already being used by pharma organizations since maybe more than 5 to 7 years, and it is still working perfectly. So that is the thing. So yes, like you said, there is a workflow configured or default provided by Labware, but organization wants to modify that workflow. Yes, Shankara?
Yeah, exactly. Thanks for your answer. What I was, why I was asking this particular question? Yes, as you correctly said, Labware will provide some basic level
They
configuration, which is
always provide you with the base model.
yeah, basic level configuration, which will be accepted by all the industry company, all the companies across the industry. But what I am interested here is how the configuration is built up. So there, the process 1, 2, 3, 4 is already built up, and I wanted to have 5, 6. Either I wanted to learn that 5, 6 built up, or already 1, 2, 3, 4 how it was built up. That only I wanted. I am interested.
So Shankara, we will not cover how the module was configured,
Okay.
but we will show you only the how the workflow, how the lot or the sample will flow from one place to another from start to end. Means the workflow which is already designed and has been accepted by pharma organization. Only the flow part we will show, but not the how the workflow was designed. No.
Okay. So with respect to configuration or the sample flow or lot flow management, you will explain the functional part, not a technical part.
Technical part we will only be able to cover the subroutines. If you want to create a new subroutine, if you want to add a new menu, if you want to write while creating master data, if you want to add a new calculation formula calculation, format calculations, that we will cover.
Okay.
But not
Is
the
there any?
exact complete configuration of the entire module. No, I don't think we will be able to show you that.
Okay. Is there any chances to have that separate module for configuration so that we can join in that module? Is that capability available with our?
I think you can keep in touch with Company Connecting. Let me have a look if I can prepare some module for configuration of a complete new module. Let me see. If possible, yes, we will definitely look into it.
Thank you.
Yes, Virendra, I think you were very eager to share your experience. Can you please unmute and introduce yourself first?
Hey, thank you. Yeah, it's been very good discussion. So so this is Virendra. I'm a chemical engineer by studies and worked for 4 years in pharma API drug manufacturing. Now almost 15 years I'm into computer system validation compliance. So I work For labware LIMS, like V5 to V6 upgrade and recent V6 to V8 upgrade.
So if I'm not wrong, you were involved into validation of this migration process
Validating the
or upgradation process. Yep. Okay.
yeah.
So
So
what is your sudden interest? I mean, what is your exact interest in LIMS? You want to be part of technical configuration, installation, and these areas, integration
exactly.
areas.
Yeah.
And what about the functional areas, like how to configure master data? What is the work understanding of workflow?
So all those, yeah.
Okay, great. So as you can see, if
I
my
mean,
screen is visible, yeah.
sorry, yeah.
If you can see my screen,
Installation and
so how
configuration. Okay.
we have, these are the 11 modules we will be taking up in our session, and some of this covers technical and the others are related to functional. So this
Which are
installation,
functional?
user management, how to write
These are all
subroutines,
technical. Yeah.
this is all technical. Then
Mm.
how to create static data. So static data is the master data. Then understand
Yeah.
how, what is the flow of lot management or sample management, flow of calibration management, understanding how the stability studies are handled in labware LIMS. That will, all this will be covered in our functional part. Then again we have configuration of scheduler servers.
Schedulers. Okay.
Then if you are from IT and you want to support a user who is
Yeah.
complaining of any, who is facing any issue, how will you debug? How will you help it? We will show you that. Okay. And then finally the instrument integration, how to create parser. This parsing script, this is a language, this is a utility which is used to write a code to extract a result from a raw data. Yeah, which means, suppose everybody of you must have seen that we receive some message, OTP. Right? So once you receive an OTP SMS, there is a pop-up from any application like your GPay or the phone pay. These applications will read your SMS and it will extract the OTP directly, automatically, right? So using which language you can do this activity? That is, in labware LIMS, you have parsing script. You will understand how to write a script to read the raw data and extract the required result. Okay. And then how to integrate this different type of instruments. We will see file-based instrument and code-based instruments. So these are the 11 modules which we are planning to cover in the
being into validation of the labware LIMS and know the workflows and overall LIMS in a like broader overview. Can we learn all this and become an expert?
Yes, absolutely. So this is the only, I don't have even this much knowledge, but I have been in charge of technical part of labware LIMS implementation since last 5 to 6 years when I was working for a pharma organization. So I have spent almost 22 years in pharma. Out of that, 10 years I have worked as a software developer for R&D. And then after 10 years, I joined a pharma organization and worked and was part of LIMS development team. Okay. And then since last 5 years, I've been associated with labware LIMS when I got an opportunity to work along with labware team and understand how labware LIMS is installed, how the user management is handled, how subroutines can be written. But the functional areas is the place where I'm not an expert, but I have fair knowledge. Okay, so this is the area where my colleague comes in. He will be explaining to you and everyone else who will be joining the session. And then again, these technical areas I will be taking up. Okay.
So is stability is the module which is very difficult one?
It is a very vast module. If you understand, it is not difficult. I would request my colleague to please throw some light on here.
Okay. So stability module, we are going to explain you the static data part, how it's going to configure, and we are going to show you the complete flow, right from creation of the study to completion of the result entry and sample review and how the crystal reports are being generated. Means already we have some reports. So how the crystal reports we have generated in our organization, that we are going to show you. So how the static data has been created in the system and how the flow of stability from start to end. Everything we are going to show you in the system. And one more thing, you said validation, right? So validation means you will be part of some OQ and PQ. OQ and PQ are nothing but your the process design of your LIMS. So if you are part of your OQ and PQ, you know the LIMS system. Maybe
Right.
you are not a part of your master data team, but you
Right.
know how system is going to work.
Exactly.
So once you attend these classes, so you'll know how to create the master data, and it will be same as as explained in your OQ and PQ. So you will have some connection. It's not like that you are completely disconnected.
In fact, in my previous assignment, so we used to design the test cases and write the scripts, everything.
The scripts are nothing but your process design, how you configured.
Yeah.
Correct?
Right.
That means you are in the touch. You have touch of LIMS.
Right. Yeah.
So we forgot to mention something. Virendra, you were associated with Labware LIMS itself or any other LIMS?
Labware only.
Okay, perfect. Then I think you are on the right track. You will be able to grasp things quickly.
Yeah, the training will be completely for Labware.
Yes,
LIMS,
yes.
right?
We are going to cover only Labware LIMS.
Exclusively for Labware
Yes,
LIMS. Okay.
yes. And we will show you, it is not going to be only presentation, but we will be working on the system itself. Right from installation to...
Yeah, I used V5 and some testing, some gap assessment we did, and V8 also, like we wrote scripts and we executed also, right? So
Okay, so you got an opportunity to work in LIMS 8 also?
Yeah, 8.
Yeah, we are still stuck in 7.
Oh, okay. So yeah, last assignment was like upgrade like V5 to V8, V6 to V8.
But direct is not possible if I understand.
Yeah. So that is like V6 to V7 and then V7 to V8.
Yes,
That is how it has to be implemented.
Good.
Okay, nice. Thank you.
Thank you. Yes, Bharat. Can you hear us, Bharat? Okay, maybe Bharat is not able to hear us. So, anyone has any other questions?
With respect to classes, if we could not attend, then can we have the recorded session?
Yes, absolutely. Recordings will be available. I will be sharing the, in fact, not me, but Company Connecting will be sharing you the link for the recordings and as well as the presentations.
Okay, if that recording is completed and we have listened to the recording, and further we have some doubts, so within that week of period, can we have?
You can discuss anytime. You can discuss in next session itself. Yes.
Okay, we can discuss with both of you like
We both
trainer
will be
one.
present in all the modules.
Okay, thank you. Thanks a lot.
Yeah, Prashant.
So I have 2 to 3 questions actually. So in brochure they are given the labware 8 version of it.
Okay.
So are we looking into that labware 8 or labware 7 only?
No,
So
7
that is
only.
my
Initially, yes, we started with 8, but then since I changed my organization, I no more have access to labware 8. So maybe that we need to change. But this is what we are going to see, labware LIMS 7.
okay. So can we have the difference between the labware 7 and 8? Can we cover that as?
We will explain you what is the difference, and let me tell you, there is no major difference except for only the workflow. I hope you know what is workflow. This dashboard is the workflow. You can design as many number of dashboards you want in labware LIMS. Okay.
So are we covering this configuration of this workflow as well in the
No,
sessions
as you
or?
can see, it is not covered, but I do have a presentation for configuration of workflow in labware LIMS 8. Okay, I can share you that PPT, but since I won't be able to show you how the configuration is done, I will not be able to take up that session. But I will share the PPT which is available with me. That covers, that is very descriptive, that is very detailed presentation. We can share you that.
Okay. My second question is, are we covering that installation means on a desktop version or it will be the cloud version? Because now the labware is available in a cloud version also. So
Okay.
are we
So
covering that?
now we will be covering only how the labware LIMS is installed on PC or server, not on the cloud.
Okay. So any differences or how the installation on a cloud can we have that
I don't think
discussion?
there is any difference because as such, what is cloud? So are you, you are not from IT background, right?
No, not exactly. Yeah.
So basically cloud servers are nothing but this is something that is outside of the company's network. For example, we are using cloud service of
But that I know
labs.
actually. It's,
So
cloud
basically it
how
is
it is
same.
and on premise it
So
is.
basically it is same. So the server will be same if you install on the server which is in premise or on a server which is on the cloud server. So this cloud server is only it is also a server. So it is going to be same. But let me tell you, let me clarify one thing. I don't have experience of working on labware LIMS cloud version. Okay. But in my current organization, all the development and validation environment is on cloud server. But only the production servers, they are on the on-premises. Because of two reasons. One, data integrity and security. Second, the performance. If the server is on site, we find that application speed, application performance is much better compared to if the server is on cloud. So cloud requires pure internet and connectivity. So it is comparatively little bit slower compared to the on-premises LIMS environment. Yes.
And my third question is about the data upload and migration. Are we going to cover that also?
Yeah, we can show
If
you
new
that.
implementation.
Yeah, we can show you.
Okay.
No issue at all. See, master data, once you create master data, then next step is to transfer the master data from one environment to another, right? I hope that is
Yeah,
what you are.
if that is the green greenfield implementation, then the manual data will be there. So how the in new application is labware installation, so how they are going to do that one. Because manually we have to create that many in a system, that will be the time consuming. So any upload tools or something is there with labware, or how that
During
can be done.
master
And
data session,
secondly,
yeah. So if
yeah,
the master
and the secondly is version. Sorry, just my I just wanted to complete. So
okay.
if the labware LIMS any upgrade version upgradation or any other LIMS is there, and they are going for the labware LIMS. So how the data will be flow from one database to other database, like that.
Okay, so your last two questions. First, how the migration is handled. Okay, so we are covering only how the master data is being configured, but I will show you how the master data, once configured, can be transferred from one environment to another in a safe way. Okay, I will definitely cover that. So I will show you demo of that, but although it is not part of our this session. Secondly, if any upgradation of the LIMS is being done, then there is no database transfer. Database will always remain where it is. The upgradation will be done on the existing database. Okay, so Labware will provide a patch, a setup, which need to be executed on the LIMS system, and this patch will convert your labware LIMS from one version to another. If it is 7, it will be converted to 8. If it is 6, it will be converted to 7. They may give you one or multiple setups or patches, which they call it. So, and they will give you specific instruction in which sequence these patches need to be executed. So there is no database transfer. Database will remain where it is. Only once the patch is installed, your database, some tables, additional tables will be added, or in the existing tables, some field will be added. Maybe some views will be added. So this is all part of the database. So database, some missing information will be added, but there won't be transfer of database from one place to another. Okay. Prashant, if you're saying something, I'm not able to hear you.
No, that's okay. And the first greenfield, how that one also will cover, like that only, right?
I'm not. I don't have much experience on greenfield environment. But if you can explain me what it is, yes, we will be able to.
So greenfield means it's a new implementation only. So
Okay.
The company
Start from
has
the scratch.
data into their, yeah, correct. So data they miss. If we going to create manually into the system, that will be the time consuming, right? So that will increase my implementation time. So how that one will be done into the labware LIMS? How we can upload the data from the
Okay.
manual system?
So basically, master data creation is manual. Okay. So in my current 2 organizations, we have tried to automate the master data creation, static data creation process from organizations specifications, how the data can be transferred directly, but no. See, static data is the heart of LIMS application. How good the application is, but once the master data is not properly configured, your application will not work properly. You won't be able to execute your lot management, calibration, or your stability management unless your static masters is manually configured properly. So this master data configuration is manual activity, and yes, it does take time.
Yeah, because in one of my previous lab, there are 500 or 1,000 more than that product
More than that.
specification are there.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes, totally
So,
agreed.
so that will manually creating that
I can
in
share
a
my
system will
experience.
the time.
How,
Yeah.
yes, so Prashant, I understood your concern and your organization's concern also. So we can share you the technique which was followed by my previous organization when they started implementation from scratch. So how slowly and gradually, module wise, material wise, they targeted the product. And yes, today LIMS is live and all the materials are covered, and it is integrated with SAP. It is integrated with most of the instruments in laboratory, and not just one, but 7 of its locations across India. We will share you that experience. That will definitely help you to in the implementation process.
Okay, thanks.
Yes, Lakshmi, you were trying to ask some question.
Is the certification given by this from this training is useful to our career?
Yes, madam, absolutely. But more important is the sessions which we are going to conduct. If you need to attend these sessions, because um, I would expect my students to understand once they are through with the sessions, they are clear on the topics. And these sessions are not lecture based sessions. We will be discussing with each other, and there will be more interaction. This will be more interactive. Plus, these sessions will be on the system rather than on the presentation slides. So we are targeting to ensure that students are aware whatever we are explaining, whatever we are trying to uh, convey via these sessions, they are clear on these sessions. And since the students are limited, we will be ensuring that each and every student is clear on these topics.
Yeah, and I have another doubt. By attending these sessions, can we choose our career as a developer?
You can choose your career as a LIMS admin, or if you are from IT side, you can apply for a job which requires IT administration, LIMS technical administration, or a LIMS manager. So you cannot directly jump to LIMS manager, but yes, you can start with LIMS administration, where you are in charge of master data creation, where you are from technical side, you may be in charge of LIMS implementation, configurations, LIMS development support, and going ahead, yes, you can easily get, after 1 or 2 years of this experience, you can apply for a LIMS manager role, which can be from functional side or it can be from IT side. See, I don't have any certificate, Lakshmi. I don't have any certification in lab LIMS, but the experience which I had, that is the only qualification I have, and only on that basis I am getting an opportunity. I got an opportunity to work in multiple organizations for LIMS implementation, labware LIMS implementation, and today I am working for an IT industry supporting pharma clients for labware LIMS support itself. So don't focus on the certification. That is what I'm trying to say. Focus on these subjects. If you are clear on the subjects, definitely you will be able to find a job. And yes, because we are going to conduct mock interview session where we will share with you the questions which we faced, me and my colleague, and what kind of answers was expected from us. We will share you this. Okay.
Okay, thank you.
And
Yes, anybody has any more questions?
I have one.
Yeah.
Are we going to cover that investigation cycles also in this lot management and stability management?
Investigation is not going to be part of these modules. You are referring to the incidents or OS OT module, right?
Yes.
No, that is not covered, but we can give, yeah, we can definitely give you an overview of how this is handled in lab LIMS. Why? Because let me share once again the same thing that this is handled in TrackWise or maybe Caliber QMS. So not used in lab LIMS. So since this is not handled in lab LIMS, we are not going to cover that.
Is there option to in the lab LIMS for that? Is there any?
See, there are two things, logically and practically. If you, as an organization, you think from organization point of view, organization don't want to maintain LIMS related incidents, OOT, OOS separately, and the remaining incidents, OOS, OT in TrackWise or other QMS system. As an organization, they want to maintain everything centrally in a single application. So I'm not sure this will benefit you in any way. If still you need, then we can keep one or two slide for that. We can think. I think my colleague can answer on this. Yes, is it possible? Because I'm not aware about this module. Maybe he's offline. Yeah, I'm sorry. He may be offline now. Yeah, but in short, we are not going to focus on the incident or investigation management in lab LIMS. Any specific reason why you are interested in this? Naresh, this query was from you, right?
Yeah. See, all things we are done in the LIMS application only. What is the from static data creation to COA release? All the things happened in the electronic data of the LIMS. So why don't you go to the three investigation cycles in the itself in LIMS only? It will be electronic data. Totally in one application. It will be there to track easily.
Yeah. So organization, what they think is when an auditor is investigating, when an auditor is performing audit, he will have all the data available with him in a single application. So there are n number of applications used in the organization. Organizations use LIMS, they use Caliber, they use CDAS, they use EDMS. Most of these applications have this facility to take care of investigation, to take care of incidents or OS handling. But so as an auditor, they will not check this application for any to track any investigation, right? They will need a separate dedicated application to track all the investigations, all the incidents, all the OS OTs. See, all these years I have been listening to this reason, and from the QA side. So they always need a QMS system where they can track centrally they can track incidents from each and every area of manufacturing as well as quality.
Some of my friends are working on a labware as end users.
Okay.
They are using as a labware as a total for investigation cycle or routine analysis. That's why I'm asking.
Okay.
So they are completely on it. They don't have any another QMS applications.
So that is the reason. Yes. So they don't have TrackWise or QMS system. That is why they are using. Okay, but I'm sorry, but we are not going to cover that.
Okay.
But I will definitely check with my colleague if it is possible to keep some brief overview on how the incident or investigation is done in lab LIMS. Yes, I will definitely check with him.
Yeah. Can you explain again about the static data generation?
Yeah, I think he is available now. So is it, sir, is it possible that we can keep some slide on how investigation incidents is handled in lab LIMS?
Actually, we can, if any sample is getting failed, system can generate the one failure sample number, one incident investigation number. So based on that, whatever they are going to do, the next phase of that investigation, they are going to, if they are going to redo the analysis, they are going to log a sample through investigation module. So they are not going to log it to normally. They are going to log it to through incident module. So let me check in the system. Currently that configuration available means definitely I will keep one slide.
Okay.
Yes. So Naresh, in short, yes, we will be able to keep few slides on this investigation. How investigation is handled in lab LIMS.
Yeah. Can you again please explain the static data generation? What things are involved in that?
So in static data, how the analysis is configured, how analysis is created, how the specification, or we call it as a product specification, is same as product in lab LIMS. So how the product will be configured, how this multiple analysis or test will be mapped to the product, how different types of stages will be created in the product. So as you know that a same product will be marketed in different countries. So the stage will be different. Not rather stages are analysis. Um, so the same product will have multiple phases, multiple country-wise or market. We rather call it market-wise stages will be available. Like for the US market, it will be different. For domestic market, will be different. So if it is domestic market, the list of analysis may vary compared to the same product which is marketed in the US. So how this is configured? Then this same product, how the product is, the specification is configured for lot management, how the products are configured for calibration module, and finally for the stability module. So it's not just the product. If it is stability modules, there are multiple masters which need to be configured. Protocol, I'm not an expert in that, I'm so sorry. But yes, so module wise, how the masters are created, how that is called as static masters in lab LIMS. So how this will be created, and then once the master is ready, we will show you the workflow of this uh, uh, product module, not product, but the workflow of the module for lot management, how the samples are logged. Once a sample is logged, how it will flow in the different phases. Which are the different phases of this sample? First, it is unregistered. Then it will be assigned to some analyst. Then it will be in process, then completed. So step by step, we will show you this complete flow. So for any workflow to work, first you need a master data, right? So that is what will be covered in static masters. I hope I'm clear.
Yeah.
Yes, guys, any more questions? Okay, I think then we are good. Yeah, Shankara.
Yeah, regarding this fee structure and other things.
In this session, we will not be discussing on the fees because even I am not aware about what fees are charged to you. So that you can discuss directly with Shilpa ma'am or Divya ma'am, to whomever you are connecting with.
Okay, thank you, sir.
I have one question now.
Yeah, Naresh.
You said that debug clear solution. Once you open that,
Yes.
using
Using
debug.
debugger.
So if you have any concern or like any issue.
Yes,
with
if user
execution.
complains of any issue, how will you check that issue?
Yes.
So currently, I am facing some challenge in other applications like EDMS. Users, so I've been assigned multiple quality applications to support multiple quality applications, not just LIMS. So I don't know how to debug. And the guys who were earlier involved, they didn't provide proper KT. Knowledge transfer was not done properly. And then while I joined, knowledge transfer was already completed. So for any application, first you should be very clear. If you are involved in the technical part, if you are from the IT side, you should be very clear how to debug the issue, whichever issue user is facing. So in LabWare LIMS, there are multiple options available, or rather I would say there are 3 options available. How to use these 3 options to identify what issue the user is facing. And once you are clear on these 3 issues, you can easily find the root cause of any problem. Once you reach the area where the problem lies, then comes the solution part, which either you can solve yourself, or if it is something that requires interaction of involvement of the L3 level, that is the labware themselves. So then you need to forward all these details to labware team and they will provide you a solution in the form of a patch. Okay, so to understand what issue the user is facing and why he is facing, you need to understand how to debug the issue. That I will show you how to debug this. The 3 options which is available in LabWare LIMS to debug the issue.
So how many modules you are covering this in this link?
Okay, so in modules, in the sense, can you be more specific?
Like regular using like column management, chemicals,
Okay.
functions.
So we will be taking up these 3 bigger modules: lot management, calibration management, and stability management. Now the inventory can be covered in lot management. We can show you some part of inventory, but not the complete how the inventories are created and how the inventory management is handled. But yes, some areas briefly we can show how the inventories are handled in LabWare LIMS. It can be shown in because inventories are covered in all the 3 modules. Calibration will cover all the instruments part, how the instrument master is created, how the calibration events are handled. So that those will be covered in calibration, but in inventories, it can be some part of inventory management will be covered in lot management. So basically what I'm trying to say is if you want to start working in lot management, if you want to implement lot management, you have two basic prerequisite supporting modules, and these supporting module are, one is the instrument and second is the inventory, right? So until unless you have inventories, you cannot start the sample management modules. Until unless you have the list of instruments in the masters, you cannot immediately start working on this sample management. So inventory and instruments are the supporting masters.
So may I know that we have two trainings, I think, LIMS administrator and LIMS basic, right?
LIMS administration and IT administration, LIMS technical administration or IT administration, you can say.
No, actually, I'm talking about the training sessions, basics and
So
admin
our
schedule.
training will cover all these modules, which will cover both technical as well as functional part.
From the end user, what you end user facing that screens also, we can go through this model.
Yes, yes. So these modules are designed not just for an IT person or a functional person. So even if you are working in functional part, you need to be aware about how the technical parts of LIMS. If I am working in the IT part, I should be aware about the functional part. So that is why we are covering all the modules, technical as well as functional. So in market, there are two types of job available. It can be LIMS administrator. So as a LIMS administrator, you are from the functional part. You are from the user end or a business analyst. So the LIMS administration, the LIMS administrator is the one who is in charge of the master data, who is in charge of all the modules. Okay, the way the module is configured. So, but the LIMS administrator should also be aware about the architecture, right? He should be also aware about how the users are created, how the user is managed in level LIMS. Okay, if you want as a LIMS administrator, if you are involved in static data creation, then static data creation also requires calculations, writing calculations. So calculations will be written in subroutines. Yeah. So working of the sample management requires schedulers. So you need to know how the schedulers work, how the schedulers are created and executed in level LIMS. So basically, it is interlinked. From as a business or a functional administration part, you should have knowledge of LIMS IT administration also. And as a LIMS IT administrator also, you should have knowledge of this functional part.
Scheduler means like stability protocol schedule, like calibration schedule. What do you mean by that?
So schedulers are common for stability. It can be stability scheduler. It can be your calibration schedulers. We have schedulers for instrument integrations. So these files, they also require schedulers. Integrations, they require schedulers. So schedulers are nothing but just like your Windows scheduler. You can create a schedule. You can keep watch on one of the folders. You can create scheduler to execute some reports and send this report to n number of people. So these are the tasks which you schedule, and this task will keep on running on regular basis or as per the schedule which you have configured. It can be once in a day. It can be every 5 minutes. It can be every hour. So you can configure that.
Yeah, I have one suggestion from you.
Yeah.
So basically, I worked in quality control. Last 4 years, I'm using the Caliber LIMS. So involve all the admin activities and master activities, and all those resource activities also. So I'm aware all the things. So how? So next step, what I can choose, like administrative or IT side in the LIMS.
So till now you have been working in another product, which is Caliber LIMS.
Yes.
First thing is same. You can understand how the same masters are created or handled in Labware LIMS, and then you can also have knowledge of the technical part. So my suggestion to you is, see, if you have background of quality, if you have already worked in QC department, if you have already involved in master data creation, you please continue that. But along with that, you definitely need knowledge of technicals. You definitely need to understand how the subroutines are written in Labware LIMS, because these are required for writing calculations for your master data. Then schedulers, you should know how the schedulers work in Labware LIMS, how to configure a scheduler. But because you need scheduler for stability module, you need state scheduler for calibration module. So for that, you need to know how the schedulers are configured. So these technicals will understand, will help you to continue with your activity more. That will give you an added advantage. It will help you to do your existing task perfectly if you are aware how the technicals are configured. I hope I'm able to explain what or you are able to get what I'm trying to explain. So right now you are involved in LIMS administration. So you can continue with the same profile for Labware LIMS with an extra knowledge on the IT part, the configuration area, which is also required for your functional administration. That is what I'm trying to explain.
Yeah, I'll get it.
But you don't, I will never suggest you to shift from functional to IT. You can always join IT company, but as a business analyst or as a functional expert. See, we are good. We means me as an IT with IT background. I am good with technicals. I'm good with debugging issues. If any issue, any user comes with an issue, I can reach to the root cause very quickly because I have an IT background. I am already aware about the technical part. So that is what I'm trying to explain you. You have your quality background. So use that as a that will act as an advantage for you if you already choose a path which is from the LIMS functional or business administration point of view. So when we say business administration, it is functional. Business analyst, business functional manager.
Can you tell your opinion? Why do you think a functional role is better as administrator than IT role?
As per me, it is not better or it is not. See, both is equally important. Only a person with IT knowledge cannot implement Labware LIMS for the organization. Similarly, a person with only functional or business knowledge, he cannot implement Labware LIMS himself. Right? Even in this session, we have two trainers. I am from IT side, my colleague is from business side. So we both have to go hand in hand. But if you have an experience already, if you have experience in functional area, then my suggestion is you go ahead with the LIMS administration part, which covers master data, in charge of master data, and the workflow. If you have background
Career-wise,
of
what do you
IT,
think?
sorry,
Career-wise, what do you think? Staying in functional is better than trying
functional will
to.
always have a upper hand. So I think that will always be better, because IT will provide solution based on the suggestion, based on the requirement given by the functional team. So functional will always have a upper hand.
Okay. Thank you.
So Mayur, you are also from pharma background or IT?
Yeah, I'm from pharma background. I am currently LIMS administrator for a site.
It is LabWare LIMS or any other?
So it's a lab Vantage LIMS. I earlier worked in LabWare LIMS.
Okay, great.
And also from the functional side only.
Okay.
So yeah, I did think that if I get some IT knowledge, it would strengthen my position.
Sure, definitely. So you understand that IT knowledge is required. Technical part is also required, right?
Yeah. I mean, from leadership perspective,
Yes, sir. Yeah. So major part will be is technical, because most of the things are technical uh, from configuration point of view.
Okay.
So we have installation, we have programming, and then we have instrument integration.
Yeah, I would like to learn more about a sysadmin role. Presently, we have a sysadmin to perform this kind of subroutine calculations and all technical part.
Yeah.
So if
So
I
this
can
would be covered
learn
in
more about that,
sessions.
so then I can tell to the business people, what we need to make things better on site.
So for technical knowledge, do you also have some background on coding or any IT background?
No, not really. I worked earlier in pharma, like as a quality control labs doing testing, and then got into LIMS and now as a LIMS administrator. However, I do not have any coding language knowledge.
Okay. So why I'm asking is because when it comes to writing calculations or subroutines in LabVLMs, it does require, it will be helpful if you have some knowledge on coding. If you don't have, no issue, but if you already have knowledge of coding, then it will be very easy for you to understand how to write calculations in LabVLMs. But even if you don't have, we will be taking up this session right from scratch. So I will use Excel to explain because we all know Excel. So just like you write calculations in Excel, just like you use all the built-in functions, all the ready-made functions available in Excel. Similarly, we are going to write calculations in subroutines using similar kind of uh, logics and similar kind of functions which you currently use in Microsoft Excel. So I don't know about other products like LabVantage or Caliber, but yes, in LabWare LIMS, writing calculations is very, very simple. In fact, instrument integration, which I worked in other products like this Perkin-Elmer iLab, so I found that the integration part was very complex. But here in LabWare LIMS, it is very simple. And I think this is the reason this product is very famous in market. They have made this configuration area very simple and easy to understand.
Okay.
In fact, the person from Labware who was involved in implementation in my previous organization where we implemented from scratch. So that person basically he was from quality background. Then he got into technicals. He learned programming, and now he is like one of the senior most technical person in LabVLIMS. Maybe some of you may be also knowing him who are already working in LabVLIMS.
Yeah. Okay. From coding language, so I'm kind of new in IT world. And from coding, for coding language, what do you think is useful? What
For
language?
LabVIR Visual Basic or VB script, it is very helpful because coding in LabVIR is called as LIMS Basic. So which is exactly or 90% same as the Visual Basic or VB. So this, if you have knowledge of VB scripting, you can easily understand subroutines in LabVLIMS.
Okay.
So that was my case. I have been working as a VB developer, VB Crystal Report developer since for almost more than 10 years. And after that, I entered into LIMS domain. And then finally, since last 4 or 5 years, I've been associated with LabVIR LIMS. And then I found that the programming language in LabVIR LIMS is exactly same as the Visual Basic. So I was already aware about, I have already achieved expertise in VB. So I found it very easy to understand. And this,
I think I will try to figure out what language it is used in LabVantage, which is used at site currently. And,
this LabVantage is also widely used, right?
Yeah, it is. It is also widely used. These two are top two, LabVIR and LabVantage.
Yeah. And
Recently, new companies have
LabVantage is,
taken more.
I've heard that it
LabVantage.
was, this product was launched in India, right?
I'm not sure about that.
Oh yes, yes. This product was, this is an Indian product now owned by some European, I think.
Okay.
But it was launched in Kolkata.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
And it is, they have clients more in Europe, whereas Labware they have clients more in Asia and US.
Okay.
And India, it is like if it is US product, then yes, they have some soft corner from US FD auditors, right? Sorry. That even I have seen that if auditors find that with this laboratory is using LIMS or labware LIMS, then they definitely they have some confidence that yes, things are quite controlled in this laboratory.
Okay. Thank you.
And how
Thank you
many
very
years
much.
have you worked with LabVantage?
So this is my second year with LabVantage. Before this, I worked for 2 years with LabWare on functional side
Great.
only.
So you have also worked in LabWare.
Yeah, I did.
Okay, wonderful. Okay.
I have one last question.
Yes, Naresh, why not?
The caliber LIMS while using formulas in application default to we have some features. So by using them only we have to create the formulas. What you calculate
These
that.
are called as built-in functions. Yes. Like in Excel. If you
Yeah.
want to add a few numbers, you use those built-in function like sum.
Exactly. So if there any customization or configuration in the LabWare to create a caliber
Absolutely.
LIMS is not feasible to
Absolutely.
all test types, all test formulas. That's why I'm asking that.
You can create your own formula. Okay. You can create your own custom formula and you can use and call anywhere you want. in labware LIMS. Once you know how to write calculations in labware LIMS, how to write a subroutine. So rather calculations or functions, they are named, in labware LIMS we call them subroutines. So once you know how to write, you will be able to play with it. You will be able to create as many customized calculations as you want. Already labware themselves provide you with almost 400 to 500 custom calculations. And still, if your organization requires some additional, you can easily create it.
Okay.
So I think we are good. No more questions, or anybody has any questions? ठीक है, okay. Thank you all for your time. Hope to see you soon.
Thank you. Thank you, trainers.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you. Good night, everyone.
Yeah, good night.